that is probably the most important tool in the workshop, some sound. Unfortunately, it belongs in a pre-Spotify, pre-Chromecast era. Of course, I can't play too much copyrighted music, otherwise this will get taken down, so pause on that. Making some pretty good progress on the sharpening station. I want to get this published today if I can. This here is for a magnetic latch. I didn't have enough space to actually screw this latch on. It's whatever I could find under the house. So that'll screw on there. The door is hung, has its magnetic strip put on. The other clamp stuff are for a shelf to sit onto. They're all dry and ready to go. Well, I'm not going to call it clean, but it's definitely cleaner and tidier. So this week I've got my father-in-law visiting. He wants some sort of outdoor cabinet built for their outdoor area. I'm not entirely certain what that entails, but he'll be visiting a few times this week, so no big project and maybe no more of these vlogs. I don't really know what his schedule is. He was meant to be here today, but had to cancel for various reasons. Tomorrow I've got the house to myself, which is lovely. Then probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday he'll be here, so I'll be able to work on some smaller projects, but unfortunately no big furniture, which is sort of what I planned for this week. I had that bed, getting that sorted, but it is what it is. So speaking of small projects, I've got the sharpening jig to work on. That's half done. I need to make the arms for it. I've got this headphone stand, and we'll get into that in a moment. Something I've been toying with for a while is a series of videos called The Armory, you know, being the wood knight and all. And something prompted by Steve Ramsey's latest video on making the Zelda Master Sword. So sort of thinking along those lines. First up, probably doing a Highlander sword. Instead of having McLeod on it, have Jenkins or TWK or something like that. Kind of want to look into how to do leather wrapping handles properly. So if that's something that you've done in the past, let me know, because that'd be great to have done right. I have made a sword in the past. It was Orcrist, for an Oakenshield sword, and that was okay, but that was a long time ago and my skill level has certainly improved since then. The other small one is this headphone stand. That's what I made the dowels for that dowel making jig a few weeks ago. So these need to be shortened, they're not the same length. Probably needs to be down more like that, but they were easier to grab, and offcuts already had it that size. Lots of hand shaping, blah, blah, blah. But sort of speaking of headphones, in the workshop these days I'm using these Howard Light Sync headphones, earmuffs. So they've got 3.5mm jack in, comes with a short cable. Hook that up to my phone. They are okay. Sound isolation isn't as good as my other earmuffs, which are these Pro Python MT, whatever. These obviously don't have any sound in them, but they are much better ear muffs for just sheer isolation. They are getting a bit old now and all the glue's coming off the ear pads. These aren't too bad. They're nice and lightweight. The pads are replaceable, and there is a aftermarket first party pad you can get, a cool pad, which I think might be better feeling because these are kind of crappy. As I said, these aren't bad, but Howard Light advertise them as audiophile grade. A lot of their marketing is for use at home or at work. Sync's DJ inspired ear cup design, well, not really, but sure. And sound quality are on par with other professional and high-end personal headphones on the market. I'm not a massive audiophile. I like my music to sound good, and I do have some preferences. I prefer closed back headphones. I know it sacrifices the soundstage, but I prefer the higher isolation. I really like velour headphones over crappy pleather ones. I've got some Biodynamic DT250s. It's only the 80 ohm version. They're running off a Zonar sound card, which has a built-in headphone amp, which can push them really well. Night and day difference between unamplified and amplified. The Biodynamics are quite good. I'm really happy with the sound. Once the consumables are replaced every now and again, so every few years, they are actually pretty comfortable, though they are smallish pads, so they do get a bit warm. They're not high end. They're probably not even mid-end, but I like the sound on them. These comparatively are junk. Now, the DT250s set me back, I think, about $250 at the time. These were $60 or so. So I don't expect these to compete, but don't market it as being audiophile grade when it's not. Like, don't get me wrong, for what they are, they actually sound pretty decent. So would I recommend these? Yes, they're pretty good. There is also the Tactics earmuffs, the Bluetooth ones, which might be fine too, but a lot of people know these in the US at least, and they're pretty good. Better isolation, so if you're using a lunchbox thicknesser, these would be better than these. But I find these playing music are acceptable quality. So I think on a personal music level, I'd like to get some better speakers in here, replace the squeeze box that I talked about at the start. Probably build my own with a D-class amp, maybe a kit from Parts Express, and hook up a Chromecast, because that's the easiest way to get really easy access from my phone, but don't necessarily have to be within range, whereas Bluetooth you do, and sometimes that can be a bit funny. I think eventually I'd like to also upgrade my DT250s to the Fostex T50RP Mark IIIs. It's a little bit difficult, you can't actually try them on in Australia. Only a few online stores have them. So I don't know if they'd sound better, but from a comfort point of view, there looks like there's half a dozen different options I could have, which would in a lot of ways make them better in the long run. And I've just realised that this is probably the wrong audience to be talking about audiophile gear with, so let's get back to the workshop. So I used hand tools to put a 2-inch radius on the top half of this headphone stand. It was a bit of a guess, but I'm pretty happy with that. It cradles the earmuffs headphones pretty well. It's obviously not glued in, still haven't cut these to the right length or even the same length. I'm debating whether I need to, I don't know, put chamfer or something on the underside of the top piece. I'm also not sure what to do with the bottom piece. Maybe, don't think a round over would look any good. Maybe just chamfering the edges slightly. So I did manage to get this done yesterday and published the video last night. Unfortunately, I didn't have the energy or time to do full voiceovers with instructions. I'm still working on the plans for it. Thinking I might release the same video, or essentially the same video, in a week or two's time, maybe 3 or 4 weeks time, with voiceovers, with the plans done, and just further information on it. Unfortunately, that's all I have time for today, so thanks for watching.